Nigeria's quest for a maiden African Nations Championship title will have to wait for another 2 years after the home-based Super Eagles lost by 4 goals to nil against Morocco in the final of this year's tournament in Casablanca. 2 goals from Zakaria Hadraf and 1 apiece by Walid El Khatri and tournament goal top scorer El Khadabi ensure the comfortable win and a first-chance title for the host. The Super Eagles played the majority of the second half with 10 men after Peter Ineji was sent off for a second bookable offence. And joining us on the News at 10 to discuss the African Nations Championship is the Editor-in-Chief of Sports Village Square, Mr. Kunle Sulaja. You're welcome to the News at 10.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Now, it was a bumpy ride for the Super Eagles Team B, but somehow they managed to get to the final. Now, do you think that this is a reflection of the league we have here?
Of course it is. First and foremost, you discover that most of the teams, most of the countries that have won the African Nations Championship are countries that have very strong national league. Hence, other strong football countries like Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Nigeria, and Cameroon have not been able to perform creditably well in the African Nations Championship, which is restricted to only your nationals playing in your own domestic league. And if you consider the fact that most of the best legs in these countries ply their trade abroad, unlike North Africa, where the best of their players still reside within their shores, with only few players like Salah, an Egyptian, playing in the Premiership. But by and large, the bulk of their best footballers, the best talents, are still domiciled within their countries, which is not the same in Nigeria, in Cote d'Ivoire, and some other countries.
Okay, Mr. Solaja, now let's look at the finals, which was played a couple of minutes ago. Did you envisage that the Moroccans will beat Nigeria black and blue, or is it just fortune smiling on them, considering that they've been winning all their matches till now?
Yeah, I envisage that Nigeria will find it very difficult to beat Morocco, but I never thought it would be a merciless beating that Nigeria will receive. But by and large, let's consider some facts. One, this is a defensive side facing an ultra-attacking side. And if you watch the first half very well, you discover that the Nigerian team was only trying to absorb pressure. And I guess the game plan of the coach was to be able to contain the Moroccans at halftime, and then second half, maybe the Moroccans will become jittery, and then the game will even up. But that last-minute goal in the first half, just like it happened to us 2 years ago in 2016, yes. Yeah, when we considered that last-minute goal to Guinea at the end of the first half, and that knocked Nigeria off.
Just downhill for
and
them.
It's the same thing that has replicated.
So psychologically, were we prepared for the game against Morocco? Or with the fact that we were playing Morocco kind of made us shaky?
Well, going to the match, they lost some players through injury, yes, and through cards. And in today's match also, they have a player red-carded at the beginning of the second half. And immediately that goal immediately after that yellow card, that red card, the Nigerian team just went down because it appeared we had no solution at all.
Okay. Mr. Kunle Solaja, that's all we can take at this time. Thank you so much for coming on the News at 10.
You're welcome.
Now let's talk tennis now. Petra Kvitova has won her first title of the 2018 with a 6-1, 6-2 victory over Kristina Madakovic in the final of the St. Petersburg Open. Kvitova, who entered the tournament as a wild card, was dominant in the opening exchanges and hit 16 winners in taking the first set. Now, the 27-year-old broke her French opponent's serve twice more in the second set to seal the match in just over an hour.
6-1, 6-2. Never will love you as you are.
At least 140,000 Greeks have taken to the streets of Athens in protest over the decade-long dispute over the use of the name Macedonia by the country in the Balkans. The protesters waving Greek flags are opposing the inclusion of the new term Macedonia in any settlement the Greek government pursues with the ex-Yugoslav Republic to end the crisis. Among the protesters were several key figures, like a Greek composer who said that the Greeks should never agree to falsifying history. Many Greeks object to the country of Macedonia using the same name as Greece's Northern Macedonia region, saying it implies a territorial claim on their region. And the main news again. Former military head of state General Ibrahim Babangida has distanced himself from a statement credited to him advising President Muhammadu Buhari not to seek re-election come 2019. At least 3 persons have been reportedly killed by suspected herdsmen in a community in Song local council area of Adamawa State. Athens Lions of Morocco today won the 5th edition of the African Nations Championship in Casablanca, and that's the first time since the tournament began. Thousands of Greeks have stormed the streets of Athens in protest against another country calling itself Macedonia. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akimami.